Hey friends, one of the links that's in the side of my Substack goes to the Author Resource Hub. And that appears on the desktop, not on the mobile, unfortunately, although I have just added a link into my new welcome email, which I redrafted today. But I'm conscious that it's a bit scary to click on links if you don't know where they're going. So I thought I'd do a quick video to introduce you to the Author Resource Hub, why I created it and why it might be helpful. So you may know that I'm an author, but you might not know that I'm also a Notion ambassador, and my whole life is in Notion, my personal life and my writing life. So I store everything in there, all my book information, all my ISBNs, all my character information, everything that I need to share my books on socials. It's all in there. And I have created templates for other authors. You guys can download them for free and use them to organize your writing life too. And I'll cover that in another video if you'd like me to. But one of the things I wanted to do with Notion was to create a hub for all the resources that I like to use as an author on a daily and weekly basis. And I set it all up, and then I decided, why not share this with other authors? Because I'm sure other people will find it useful too. And the reason for that is, have you ever noticed how spread out all the resources are that we use as authors? They're just scattered all over the web. And I'll quite often have like 10, 15 tabs open with all the different things that I want to go to. So I thought I'd create one space for me and for everybody else that can store all that information, and that is the Author Resource Hub. So let me walk you through it. It's a Notion webpage, and at the top you have links to all the different things that you'll find here. So there's websites, podcasts, templates, tools and topics, books, courses, and at the bottom there's a featured authors section, and that's because each month I feature debuting authors with their first book. And I've been doing that for a few months now, and it is so fun to share that. And I put it on socials as well, because it is so hard when you're launching your first book. I know that when I put my first book out, I was crazy scared. Who am I kidding? I'm still crazy scared whenever I launch a book, but it's really nice to just champion other authors. So at the top here, you've got just a little bit about what the Author Resource Hub is. I hope it helps you on your writing, editing and publishing journey. And yeah, I've starred resources that are the ones that I use the most, but there's resources here that other authors have shared with me too. So I've kind of compiled it all together. And there's the index at the top. And if you're on desktop, there's also an index that comes up on the right-hand side with all of these sections. So I'm just going to scroll down so you can see each section. So websites here, I've got Joanna Penn, Kindlepreneur. I've got the One Stop for Writers place. We've got Writing Mastery Academy, which I was a member of that for a while. Readsy. I mean, there's just tons and tons of stuff that you might find useful there. And then we've got podcasts. My favorite 100% is the Creative Pen podcast. I listen to it every week, and I'm a Patreon member for Joanna as well. But you've also got Abby Emmons' YouTube there, which is sort of a podcast. It's more like a YouTube cast. What do you call that? Video cast. But I've put a ton of different ones on there. Then we've got the templates. These are my templates that I've created. 99% of them are completely free. I think there's only one that's paid for, and it's not expensive. But you've got my annual planner there, and there's a little tutorial that you can watch on YouTube. There's a simple daily planner, and then we've got the specific writing ones. So writing space, book bible, character library, and a website, like a book website that you can put up completely for free using Notion. So as I say, if you're interested in any of those, let me know, and I'll do a little walkthrough of those as well. Then we've got tools and topics. Now these are all, you can sort of close them up like that to make it a little bit easier, but I've done them for all different things. So planning and note-taking, Notion obviously, because it's my favourite, but Evernote and World Anvil, there's Plot Factory. Writing and formatting is Atticus. I use Atticus for all my writing and formatting, and I love it. It's a one-off payment, and it formats all my books for paperback and ebook. But if you're on Apple, then you might want to use Vellum. I did use Dabble for a while, and there's plenty of others, Novelpad, Novel Factory, etc. For editing, Pro Writing Aid, Power Thesaurus, fantastic thesaurus, I swear by it. Querying and finding an agent, there's a few there, ideas. Self-publishing and distribution, some different sites that you might find useful there. I've got the Nielsen UK site, which is where I buy my ISBNs from. Actually, if you're in the US, you'll be using Bowker, I think. Is it Bowker? You'll be using that site. But then also, if you want to go wide, there's Draft to Digital and Kobo, and obviously Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. Design, social media images, all the links there to Canva, BookBrush, etc. And then if you want to do audiobooks too. And then I've got a whole section of books. Some of these are the ones that I love, and others have been recommended by other authors, and I pop them all in. The ones that I love are all starred. I've got a few to add to the list, actually. But if you saw my post recently, I talked about the emotional wound thesaurus because I got that on Kindle before, and I've just had it as a birthday present a couple of weeks ago. So big fan of that one. But yeah, there's loads there. And then we have courses. And I do need to add some more courses in. If there's any courses that you particularly love, let me know and I'll add them into the list for other authors. And then we come down to the featured new authors list. And as you see, I've been doing this since last summer. If you click on these, it will take you through to the other author pages where they're all there. And there's a little link here, apply to be a featured author if you're a debuting author. I might broaden it out over time so it's not just debuting authors, but for now, I'm keeping it as debuting authors, otherwise I think it will take up my whole day putting people on there. But these are all debuting authors. So you can see you have a name and a link to the book. And all of these wonderful authors have published books in December and January. There's one actually coming up in February, which is Joan's book. But all the others are December and January authors, which is really nice to promote them. And then a little bit about me at the bottom. And so that is a really quick run through of the Author Resource Hub. It's completely free to use. There's a link under this video. And as I say, there's also a link in the desktop version of my Substack.